All right, I'm back. What it do, baby? UFC Seattle, Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Oh man, this is actually a pretty interesting card. Some of the placements a little off, but let's just get into it, man. We're gonna make it quick. I don't want to waste your time, right? Bruno Brazil, Alexia Tainara. Alexia Tainara is gonna beat Bruno Brazil's ass. Bruno Brazil is ass. She's quite ass. She's not a very good fighter. She's the black sheep of the nerds. Alexia Tainara. Adrian Yanez, Ricky Simone. This one is interesting. I'm gonna go with Ricky Simone because I believe if he can just implement some grappling and just work Yanez against the cage, Yanez will gas out. Not that he's going to finish him, but Yanez will gas out, and he'll be a lot more passive and less willing to engage because fearing that he might get knocked out because Ricky Simone does have power. I'm going to go with Ricky Simone in this. Adrian Yanez, unfortunately, is just not as good as we thought he was. Navajo Sterling, Bruno Lopez. I'm gonna go with Navajo Sterling. I think I rate his UFC career so far. Obviously, they're building him up slowly. He's a CKB guy. He's got a close friendship with Adesanya, so I think I'm gonna go with Navajo Sterling in this. They put him on this card for a reason because his boy's on the main event. Arguably, this should be on the main card. Yanez, Ricky Simone should also be on the main card. Casey O'Neill, Gabriela Fernandez. I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with Gabriela Fernandez. These are two women fighters that nobody gives a fuck about, especially Casey O'Neill. I mean, she didn't fight once in 2025. Fuck it. I'm just gonna say Casey O'Neill just cause we're gonna flip a coin on this one. Tyrell Fortune versus Marcin Tybura. I'm gonna go with Marcin Tybura. Tyrell Fortune. I think he's from the fucking. Man, was he on the Contender Series or was he? Let's see. We're just gonna check real quick. Or is he just some guy coming straight out of the fucking? Just he's on a 3-fight win streak. Good for him. By a couple of KOs. I'm not gonna pretend like I know who this fucking guy is. I'm just gonna go with Marcin Tybura. Yes, Ante Delija did chin him, but I'm willing to say that was a fluke because Ante Delija has turned out to be such a fucking fraud. So Marcin Tybura, Lance Gibson Jr., Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper was last seen getting slimed out by Alexander Hernandez in the first round. Lance Gibson Jr. was last seen being possibly the worst, possibly having the worst debut ever against Bobby Green. Which, I mean, I guess you can't really fault him for it. Bobby Green is still pretty damn good, even at his age, and with how many times he's been chinned. I'm going to go with Chase Hooper on this, though. Lance Gibson Jr., it's not that Bobby Green was implementing his game plan so well. It's just that Lance Gibson just didn't. He was just afraid. He just looked like an absolute pussy in that fight and was just afraid to engage. He got taken down. He got reversed on his takedowns, on the takedowns he was trying to get, and he was getting pieced up very easily. He posed zero threat to Bobby Green in that fight, and I think Chase Hooper is going to be able to get a finish on him. Probably with the grappling, maybe get a submission on him, which would be a good win. Ignacio Bahamondes, Tofik Musyaev. Ignacio Bahamondes should at least be on the fight night of a main card. He is kind of a big name. He was ranked really recently, and now he's unranked after his fucking loss against Fiziev. 15, 14, 13, 11, 12, and 10, those spots in the top 15 are very volatile. Like if you're ranked number 15, someone has a good performance on a fight night or a card, you're out of the rankings. So he's out of the rankings again. Tofik Musyaev, he's okay. I know with his last name, you probably think he's really good, but he actually lost his UFC debut. I believe he got finished. Let's check this real quick. Nope. He got submitted. It was a catchweight bout by Mikdebek. But maybe Mikdebek kind of pushed his weight around. He's really big. He shouldn't have been a lightweight in the first place. That's interesting. That is an interesting. This is an interesting matchup, to be honest. I think it's kind of disrespectful to Bahamondes. He should definitely be getting another opportunity at the rankings or fighting someone just outside the rankings, but he's not for some reason. I'm going to go with Ignacio Bahamondes. I trust him to get the win over this guy. Kyle Nelson, Terrence McKinney. Honestly, I think I'm going to go with Terrence McKinney. Kyle Nelson, we've seen him get fraud checked many, many times. We've seen him, not fraud checked, we've seen him get finished many, many times. Fucked up on the feet very easily. Terrence McKinney, he's a quick power puncher, very explosive. He's going to go in this first round and just try and take Kyle Nelson's head off, and I believe that's exactly what he's going to do. First round finish for Terrence McKinney. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belgarui. This one's interesting. I kind of want to go Yusri Belgarui. Mansour Abdul Malik, he did have a pretty decent win. No, actually, let's backtrack that. So, Nick Klein, TKO. Sure, Nick Klein is okay. He's actually not very good. Cody Brundage, draw, overturned. It was getting iffy in that round 2 and 3 against Cody Brundage. He was not looking very good. And then Antonio Tricoli, it's Antonio Tricoli. He fucking sucks. Whereas Yusri Belgarui beat Azamat Bakaev. He brutally beat his ass over 3 rounds at UFC Vancouver last year. Azamat Bakaev was a very, very hyped up prospect, and I still rate him. I rate that win. That was his debut. Azamat Bakaev win is better than Kyle Nelson and a draw against Cody Brundage, and a win over Tricoli. I'm gonna go with Yusri Belgarui. I think he's very massive, so I think he can. If Mansour Abdul Malik tries to strike with him, I feel like he can keep him at bay. And if he tries to grapple with him, I just don't think that'll be very effective for Mansour to do. So I'm going to go with Yusri Belgarui. Larian Douglas, Julian Erosa. Like, this should be on the prelims. Let's be real. This should be on the prelims, and it should be replaced by by definitely Ricky Simon, Adrian Yanez, or Navajo Sterling, Bruno Lopez. But whatever. I'm going to go Larian Douglas. He's a very good prospect from Dana White's Contender Series. Julian Erosa is a very experienced and crafty veteran of this sport. I believe his last win was against C-Rod early last year. And I'm just going to go Larian Douglas. Hopefully he can chin him and we can move on. Nico Price, Michael Chiesa. I think this should definitely be a double retirement fight. I'm probably going to go with Michael Chiesa, to be honest. Man, is that a bad idea or good? I'm going to go with Michael Chiesa. Dude, Nico Price just got slimed out, 2 months ago? 3 months ago? And now he's already back in it? Maybe not even 3 months ago. Wasn't it last month? Man, he's going to be the poster child for CTE one day. Why is this the feature fight? This is ass. But whatever, dude. Michael Chiesa, he's on the desk. They're going to give him little privileges and rights, give him chances to shine, even though he's not a star that ever really shined in the UFC. Who rates Michael Chiesa's career? No one. So I'm gonna go with Michael Chiesa, and then he'll retire, and then he can fuck off forever. Macy Barber, Alexa Grasso. I'm gonna go with Macy Barber. Macy Barber. She's tough. She's got a pretty good chin on her. I feel like her striking's gotten better. Her grappling has also gotten a lot better. Alexa Grasso doesn't really seem to have improved in any way, shape, or form since her amazing, maybe you could say, fluke win over Valentina Shevchenko. Because now Alexa Grasso is on a 2-fight losing streak with 1 draw. It's just not. I think it's just the end of Alexa Grasso. She keeps getting injured. She keeps breaking her foot. She keeps breaking her hand. If she really tries to go for it, I feel like she might break her hand again. She might stop throwing as much. And then even just saying that, she just doesn't throw that much anyway. She's very passive on the feet now because she's so afraid of takedowns. And I think she's definitely going to be afraid of that takedown threat that Macy Barber has. I'm going to go with Macy Barber getting her lick back in the rematch, because it's actually a rematch for those of you who don't remember. People forget, man, Alexa Grasso beat Macy Barber when she was still a hot prospect in women's MMA. I'm going to go with Macy Barber redeeming this loss. Joe Pyfer, Israel Adesanya. Oh, man, dude. This is hard, dude. This is so hard. This is actually hard. This is so hard to, bounce back and forth. I kind of want to just go with Joe Pyfer just because I feel like he can pull it off. He has a chance. I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't have a chance. And I think he has a really good chance. I think where he's going to do it is in the grappling, to be honest. I think he can... I think if they clinch up against the cage, I believe he might be able to get a takedown on Adesanya. He might. He might be able to get a trip on him, work him to the ground. He trains a lot with Sean Brady, and that's kind of what he likes to do. He's a very good grappler, submitted Leon Edwards famously. I think Joe Pyfer's ground game is very underrated. It's something he doesn't implement a lot. And I think if Israel Adesanya is trying to like style on him, have like a little bit of a swan song kind of performance for himself, I think Pyfer will take him down, blitz him real quick, like the way Dricus did. Dricus was able to take down Adesanya. It was sloppy, but he was able to do it. And if that happens, I'm going to go with Joe Pyfer. But it's here I'm saying like ifs. I'm going off of ifs. But like it's Adesanya. Adesanya, he's not always the aggressor. When he is, he's somewhat successful, but it's also the fact that like Joe Pyfer is very, very powerful. He has good counters. He's not. It's not, man, I don't know. Like, if you were to counter Adesanya, he should be able to chin him, or at least hurt him bad enough to chin him, to TKO him. This is just a very complicated fight. There's a lot of back and forth in my head. I'm leaning toward Joe Pyfer. I feel like momentum is a real thing, and I did say that against Alexander Hernandez and Sean Strickland. And Sean Strickland was able to beat his ass in the third round and get the win. But, I don't know. I feel like Adesanya, he's not the same. His style is definitely one you can figure out, and once you do, he's able to lose. I mean, he's on a 3-fight losing streak. He's lost a decision, got subbed, and then got knocked out. I mean, it's time. It's time to end this Adesanya chapter for good, and I'm going to go with Joe Pyfer on this one. Let me know what you think.